Hi, this is Miguel Murphy, and I'm here with Miss Suze Guillaume. And this has to be our third conversation, but it's the activities are evolving, and
Yeah.
as one comes to a close, other opportunities emerge. So this morning I woke up to a message from the Miami Foundation that said, here are your public space challenge winners, and I clicked, and Miss Guillaume was a winner. So I want to say congratulations. And,
Thank you.
I mentioned your name, but go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what was the process, uh, you know, like. And, here I am getting this message that you're a winner. But what did you do to, you know, ultimately be selected as one of the winners for my Foundation Public Space Challenge?
Well, it's a really competitive process. Over hundreds of applicants, and they were able to narrow it down to 22 winners as of today. And I am truly grateful for the opportunity. I believe when I started the process originally, I was not going to submit because I thought to myself, like someone told me, no one wants to really hear about books, or, there's already enough libraries out there that exist. But I thought in the back of my mind, well, what if that one little girl that I met, or maybe that one child that I met that didn't have access to books?
Mm-hmm.
And I questioned myself, and I'm like, if I don't apply, I'm letting them down.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a promise to come back and meet them and give them more access to things that they deserve. And I submitted the application, and we won. I'm like super excited. Like when I saw the news, I was just like, man, could you imagine like giving up on your dream and saying no, that is not possible because one person told you no?
Mm-hmm.
If I would have listened to that one person, that there are already enough books out there and there's enough not libraries, I would not have been here like winning this project. So I'm so grateful.
So what does this mean? What's to come? You won. Um, w- what does that look like now that you are amongst the selected candidates?
Well, the work continues. I actually have a project today in the park at Highland Oaks Park. We built a library booth there, but we're going to add some gardens with the University of Florida. They're going to give us some plants. We're going to plant some trees, some seats. We're going to cover up the area to make it cool and fun. Beyond Literacy, look, Beyond Literacy pop-up is beyond that. We're meeting people where they are. We're turning things into using public spaces. It's so important for us to go back and using our green spaces, our parks, because that's where a lot of people are, surprisingly. Not everybody is on social media.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So, I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy going out in the park and talking to people, and you'll be surprised. All of the books that we've placed in the booth now are gone. I'm going actually now to replace them with some Minecraft stuff and some cool things that kids enjoy reading.
Awesome. So we have a number of books here. Were these books donated, and were they donated by students or colleagues?
Here's the amazing thing about this process. Every time someone was able to hear about my story, the donations were coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to ask. People were calling me, how can I support you? How can I be there? Everything is donated, especially by the people in the community. We got books from Miami Book Fair. Thank you for your support. Early Learning Coalition of Miami-Dade. Thank you for your donations, because we can continue to replace these book stations with more books.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned the book fair, and it's coming up soon.
It is.
Do you want to encourage students to, be involved or get engaged in that, or what are your thoughts?
Please go and volunteer. Miami Book Fair has been here for so many years. And a lot of people, either they know about it or think that it's not for them. It is for everyone. There is something for kids. There's something for parents. Even our grandparents can come out to Miami Book Fair. What I love about it is it's such a diverse event.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many authors from the Caribbean, from like everywhere. Like, it's like the youth fair of my books.
Of books.
That's what it is.
And I'm a book fan too, like I have my own library of books that interests me. This one is, a recent book from
Leaders Eat Last.
Leaders Eat Last,
Nice book.
and I'm very fascinated by this book, and also the thin book to Appreciative Inquiry. Those are my latest reads, and some that some colleagues recommended. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, that's from Joshua, and then Change Your Perspective, and one of my friends, Tiffany Knowles, who's also an author,
Oh,
participated. Yeah, Tiffany, maybe if you're looking at this,
Hi,
thank you
Tiffany.
for the recommendation. And I recall Tiffany mentioning that, that changed her perspective, prepared her for a presentation that she was going to give. So, pretty nice book. It helps you to kind of, just see things a little bit differently in the light of change. So back to the Beyond Literacy pop-up initiative, and you're the coordinator for the first year program. We're post the first year convocation, which I want you to share a little bit about that activity and how it turned out from your perspective. I thought it was
Great.
fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
The first year students and their parents, from the beginning, the performance, to the after event group picture that students appreciated. So tell us about the involvement of students now that first year convocation and the American Dream Scholars Pin ceremony has sort of ended.
Well, the students are now involved with a lot of the initiative that, and you know what? To be honest with you, when I was doing this project, it was not something where I'm like, okay, students are gonna get involved. Okay, everyone's gonna be here. No, I didn't think of that. I just thought of that one child that needed access to something, and then now the first year students are going to the park with us today. They're going to help the kids paint and plant, and you don't ever think your first year experience would be that. But these first year students that we have with the first year program are going out today in the park. And we don't know what to expect, but we're going to go draw. We're coloring some things. We're painting some picnic tables, and with the kids. The kids are going to be guided by the first year students as mentors.
So I'm encouraging you after that activity with your students to, come back and let's see how it went. Let's see what your students' experiences were at that activity. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully you take me up on it. But first year convocation, what was that experience like for you this year?
It was humbling. I believe there was a mom and a daughter that was there together, and they told me that they were so happy to be there. And we don't think anything when we're planning activities. We're just going about our day. But surprisingly, you never know when you're touching the life of someone. And the mom gave me a hug, and she told me, "Can you take a picture of me and my daughters? This is life-changing for us because I didn't get to go to college." So first year convocation was beyond amazing. And the group picture, the time when all the students got on stage to take the group picture, that was a profound moment. Because I know at one point they're going to be on a stage again for graduation. And, that was like, that moment right there has said so much to me and to so many of the first year students. Hopefully I could replay that video for them when they're graduating.
And we have it. So the good news is you can actually view, for those of you who weren't able to attend, maybe you were in class, you had to work. I know some students said, I have to take care of a family member.
Right.
And that speaks to, what our students have to do beyond the classroom, take care of parents, work, be in class, of course, as student.
Yes.
And not at every moment can they partake in some of the activities. But you can view the first year convocation on MDC Media on YouTube. You can also look at it on my YouTube channel. And hopefully my colleagues also, begin creating channels and sharing their work, because on campus and at the college you wouldn't begin to imagine the depth of initiatives, right? Like when I come to work every day, it's like, oh, you're doing this? So my strategy is really like, let's talk about it, because it's only then that you sit and with colleagues, and that's how you learn. And students,
reflect,
like,
yeah.
what is it you're doing? What gives meaning to your day on campus?
Right.
And it's a little bit different for all of us, but I think similar in that when we come, we I'm sure 99% of us wake up and we have a plan.
Right.
And that plan's not written on our foreheads, and we know what it is. Like mine is all over, right? I have a flashcard here.
Flashcards.
Plan A. I have
Planner.
another planner here for a project for the year. I have another group of flashcards for another set of initiatives. I have, enrollment in the back of my head. Well,
Guys, get your flashcards.
Get your flashcards.
Like.
That's today. This is another one. Number one on that is so many things. One, make sure that I speak to my colleagues Another is students first. That's sort of our mantra at the institution. And students first, meaning make sure you're enrolled for spring. Make sure you know that October 1st is, make sure you're aware. Sometimes it's so many things going on you can't keep up. So anything, because this conversation already kicked off, and I know you have to go to the public space to do your good work. So first year convocation, students are involved. What else what beyond this, what do you have that students can get engaged in? Or is this it for now in terms of connect with you and, get involved in this book drive, book initiative, promoting literacy, early literacy in the community?
Well, another component that we would like to add to this is invite first year students to become reading mentors.
Reading mentors.
For students. So we're going to make it fun. You're not just going to read to the kids, but you're going to empower them. They like to see other people that look like them and that are younger, even though I look young as well. But I think first year students can have this opportunity to read with kids, do story time, help them with their homework. So we're moving that. The grant is allowing us to now open up and do more things, and now we have more access. So if you're interested in either doing reading time, story time, or helping kids write their stories, because we're implementing a component where kids are going to write their own books. We're going to publish them and kind of put them all together and celebrate our wins in Miami. But if students are interested, we would love to have them. And you can sign up here in the advisement office, room 1104.
1104, Susie's in 1104-7. And email, contact information you want to share with students?
Yes, sguillau@mdc.edu. You can email me. You can also follow me on Instagram, Suze Guillaume, SuzeGuillaume.
All right. And that social media space, very, very important. Students are on Instagram, at least in my experience, that's where they reside. I mean, there are other platforms, Twitter. For me, a lot of my students are there in that space, and it's also like a digital storybook too, because you can go back and see what's important to you. Sometimes I'll get a thought and then I'll kind of have a picture to match to that thought, and then later on I can go back and evolve that, whether it's through a video conversation or through an email, a structured email. And so I'm able to actually recreate my thoughts, just by storing my thought. Or I may be walking on campus, I take a picture, boom, and that picture may seem like random, but it has later meaning as well. So we'll end here because Susie has to go on to her initiative. We'll definitely touch base post this activity, and there's so many things going on campus. It's Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yes.
Next month, November 3rd. Not November, well, I say November 3rd because Dominica celebrates independence on November 3rd, but the month of November is International Education Month. And before you know it, the semester is going to be over. January 2019, that's where my planner comes in. So I'm actually thinking about that. So we'll end here. Have a good rest of your day, rest of your week, and we'll see you again. Take care.